Okay, so I hope everything's set up really correctly. Nice to meet you guys. My name is Carrie Apineru. Um, for the article project, I decided to take an interesting approach about it. I hope it's interesting and unique, but I'm not really well versed in recording a lot, so please forgive me if I stutter or stumble over my words. So for our article project, I decided to do surviving obesity within breast cancer patients. So the title of my article is called A Randomized Trial of Exercise and Diet on Health-Related Quality of Life in Survivors of Breast Cancer with Overweight or Obesity. It was published on June 23rd, 2021 on American Cancer Society journals. I directly took this quote of what they're about and posted it on my PowerPoint. So that's why it's in quotation marks. So ACS Journals is well known for publishing scholarly research and information on the oldest peer-reviewed journals in oncology. Spanning all oncology disciplines, the ACS Journals continues to fuel new discoveries in cancer research and guide clinical practice around the world. So the background of the article is that obesity is a chronic, relapsing, and progressive disease, and it is often associated with poor health-related quality of life, which the acronym is HRQOL, in survivors of breast cancer. So with breast cancer, the interesting fact about it is that it's not just women who can get it. It's mostly, not mostly, men rarely get breast cancer, but it does occur in men. But our clinical population is breast cancer survivors, um, women who are dealing with obesity. So health-related quality of life is a big factor within breast cancer survivors because poor HRQOL is often related to high obesity rates, according to the article, my article. I don't know why I didn't specify it. All right. All right. So the purpose and methodology of the study was to find practical ways to improve health-related quality of life. HRQL encompasses health overall. So it's physical health, emotional health, mental health, everything that everything that factors into one's well-being and health overall is what health-related quality of life encompasses. So it's finding ways of something, finding practical ways and ethical ways to improve that HRQL within breast cancer survivors. So the method of use was incorporating different lifestyle changes over a period of 52 weeks within 351 randomly selected breast cancer survivors and paired with obesity. So the setup of the experiment was that 351 of these patients were broken up into 4 groups randomly, just to avoid any bias. And the researchers took extra steps within their study to make sure that everything was equal and conducted in a correct manner. So group 1 was the control group. They were given just a general guidance, no specific details of how to go about it in regards to lifestyle changes. They were just given general directions to go to their doctor to get any health guidance in regards to their exercise and diet. So group 2, they were exercise alone. So they were given specific details to exercise in a certain manner and come back to them afterwards. And group 3 was given the same thing as well, but they were only given guidance on their diet. Group 4 in particular was given both an exercise and diet plan over the study. So intervention. The women were randomly put into each group to avoid any bias within the research. Each group was given different guidance and were asked to complete a survey at the end of the 52-week study. What they were looking for was a difference in the, I spelled it wrong, but forgive me, in the health-related quality of life and method of approach, and it was to determine what method of approach was best overall. It was interesting because they decided to track the mental health and physical health of these women at the end of their study. So I thought it was interesting to go over the mental health process within this clinical population, because they're facing two issues at once. And in a majority of cases with breast cancer, they tend to take away their breast tissue to stop the growth of cancer. And what's sad in regards to cancer is the fact that there's always a possibility of it resurfacing. And within these women, losing your breast is a sign of you losing your womanhood. And so they're having identity issues and causing detrimental effects within their mental health. So the article did a side research on how the trial affected their mental health. Did it improve it? Did it make it worse? And so I thought it was just interesting to note that within the article, and I just wanted to share it. So for the results, this image is directly from the article itself, so I just copy and pasted it. Originally, they had assessed over 2,000 patients for their study. Obviously, some of them didn't meet the criteria. 900 of them declined to participate, leading down to our odd number of 351 randomized patients. I thought it was interesting because I was wondering how were they going to break that into 4 groups evenly and fairly. But the reason for why they did that is because they wanted to avoid as much bias and have a lot of quality control within their study, that they put 90 women inside the control group just to avoid bias, and they put 87 exercise, 87 in diet, 87 in exercise and diet. So I thought it was really interesting to notice that they were doing a lot in their power to have a lot of quality control. But the thing about it is that this was a self-reported study after 52 weeks. So it was really interesting because unfortunately with exercise and diet, they did not heal everything within these breast cancer patient survivors. So compared with control, diet alone and exercise diet improved activity within the patients. It was funny because exercise alone did not improve activity at all within the patients. Compared with control, exercise alone, diet alone, and the exercise diet, neither one of them helped with mental health at all within these women, which is unfortunate because you would think that there would probably be some improvement, some help, but there wasn't any actual improvement within it at all. So I thought that was interesting to share. Compared with control, exercise and diet improved physical function. And it was kind of funny because exercise alone and diet alone did not improve physical function at all within the patients. So this just goes to show that exercise and diet is a really good tool. It's a really good combination to put together, like peanut butter and jelly, to help with overall health in patients and treating them for the better. So like I said, the group that had an intervention of diet and exercise did well overall in treating health-related quality of life overall within the study. And that's what they were looking for to treat, was health-related quality of life within these patients. So we're going to make sure we keep that in mind. So takeaway is CEPs. Apply the knowledge that there may be more than one impairment affecting the patient's journey towards better health, such as previous health complications or mental health. Just because the plan treats the one aspect of the patient's health doesn't mean that the knowledge is a waste. Apply yourself to explore and find better ways to help your patient. It is your job to know your patient's health history to build an exercise prescription for them. So understand, even though the study may have not hit all the aspects that they wanted to or treated all the things that they wanted to for the patients, there is still some good knowledge that was taken away from it. And so it's your job to understand that, just because one thing is taken care of doesn't mean that the rest of them are, but it's not a waste. So this is my source and a link for my article. And this is just me flexing because I'm graduating this December. I'll be commissioning as an officer within the military, and I just want to show off my pictures. Thank you. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below, and have a good one.